In this video, I will demonstrate how to properly dice tomatoes. Diced tomatoes are perfect to use in pico de gallo, tomato sauce, and as a topping on a salad. Dicing tomatoes and onions is an easy and inexpensive way to practice your knife skills. Plus, you can add a couple more ingredients to make a delicious salsa to impress friends and family. First thing you need to do when cutting vegetables is to put your hair up and wash your hands. You also need to wash your vegetables by rinsing them in water. I've already done this to save time in the video. Next, gather your materials. You will need a cutting board and a chef's knife. You also need two bowls, a product bowl and a garbage bowl. This will save you room on your cutting board and also a few trips to the garbage can. As we begin to dice our tomato, check to make sure your hand is properly gripping the knife using the pinch method. The blade should be pinched in between your index finger and your thumb, and the other 3 fingers should be wrapped around the handle. Also remember to use the bear claw method with your non-cutting hand. The first step to dicing a tomato is to cut it in half through the stem. Put the other half to the side because we're only going to work with 1/2 at a time. You want to cut the stem out by making a V. So I'm going to have the inside of the tomato on the cutting board, and I'm going to make 2 slices. One on the left-hand side of the stem and the other going down the right-hand side. You should then be able to just peel the stem right out and put it in your garbage bowl. Now you're going to dice the tomato using 3 steps. First, you're going to make 3 horizontal slices. The trick is you need to make sure you do not cut all the way through the tomato. You want to slice until you're about a 1/2 inch away from the root. I'm going to make my first slice, and your knife always needs to be angled slightly downward. That way if you slip, you will not accidentally cut your hand. Next, you will turn the tomato 90 degrees with the root facing away from you. Now you will make vertical slices, again not cutting through the root. You want these cuts to be about 1/4 inch apart. I'm going to be using the tip of my knife more for this step. And notice I'm keeping my bear claw intact. For the last step, you will turn the tomato back 90 degrees with the root facing away from your knife hand. You will make another set of vertical slices, which will create the dice. Cut as close to the root as possible and place the root in the garbage bowl when finished. I'm going to put my root in the garbage bowl, and now I'm going to carefully scoop up my tomato dices and put those in my product bowl. Notice that I'm being extremely careful not to get my fingers near the end of my blade, but I am using it to easily transfer my tomatoes into my product bowl. Now watch as I cut the other half using the same method. Again, you're going to have the, let's get rid of all of those. You're going to have the inside of the tomato on your cutting board, and we need to cut out our stem by making a little V cut, and then we should be able to just pull that right out and put it in our garbage bowl. Now I'm going to make my horizontal slices, which are slightly angled downward to protect my fingers, turning the tomato 90 degrees with the root facing away from us. Using the tip of my knife, vertical slices. And again, turning the tomato 90 degrees back with the root away from my knife, making my final dice. Notice that I'm using my fingers to pinch in the tomato because it will tend to squish outwards since it is such a soft vegetable. I'm going to put my root in my garbage bowl and again scoop up my tomatoes to go into my product bowl. Now it's your turn to try. Good luck!